Okay, so I'm using a newer version of Photoshop, but I want to show you how to make a elliptical selection. The tool placement might be a little bit different in your version, but basically you look for the circle or the ellipse. If you want to feather the elliptical selection, you can do that. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to click and drag to make an elliptical selection here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. I'm going to open up a new document and I'm going to paste it in there. You see how the edges are really sharp and clean and hard on that? So that's one form of making that selection. I'm going to show you another form. All right, so this time around when I use the selection tool, I'm going to do something called feathering. And what feathering is under the select menu, when you make a selection, you can say to feather off of it. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because every single version they change where they place stuff. That's how Adobe works. They change it, they change it, they change it. I'm currently on the 2019 version, so that you have to constantly learn the software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the feather on this, and you could set it in this version up here too. In your version, it's probably somewhere up here that you have to select it. I'm going to set it to maybe 5 pixel feather. Oops, 5 pixel there. PX for pixel. And I'm going to make a selection here. And I'm going to, again, copy it or cut either one. I'm going to go into a new document. And then I'm going to paste it in there. And you see how this one has sort of soft or fuzzy edges. The bigger that feather value, the more soft or fuzzy that will be. So I'll show you one last time. This time around, I'm going to set the feather on it to be 25 pixels. So I'll make a selection here with the tool. Again, I'll either copy or cut this particular item. Okay, we're going to copy it. I'll create a brand new document. Say base it on the clipboard, and I'll hit Command V, and you see how this is even softer. So depending on how soft you want the edge to be, you can put in that feather amount. Now there's something you need to keep in mind, that all Photoshop files, because they're based on a grid, there's no way to do a Photoshop file that is not based on a grid. In other words, if this were a piece of grid paper and each pixel were a square on the grid, you have X and Y. It's actually a rectangle. So to get this shape, the file itself is actually still a rectangle. It just says that these pixels are white and then these pixels have photo colored pixels inside them. There's really no such thing as a circular file. So I would save this if this is what you want, and then you could place it inside your document. I think that's what you're looking for. If it's not, then maybe I could stop by and help you out, but I'm pretty sure that's what you need.